How much did YouTube pay me last year for making these videos? That's what we're going to quickly take a look at today. So welcome back to the channel, folks. JD here again with another quick finance related video today. I just thought I would go through and look at how much YouTube paid me in 2020 for this channel as a whole, and also we'll take a look at a couple of individual videos as well. This is not me bragging and saying, oh, look how much money I'm making, because as you'll see in a minute, it's not a lot. I just thought it might be quite useful, you know, if anyone's thinking of starting their own little YouTube channel, just to kind of show you what I see in terms of the analytics and how much you could potentially make. If you're new to the channel, thank you for popping by. Do hit subscribe if you could. It'd be really appreciated and it'll help me continue to make videos. And if you are interested in a copy of the PCP spreadsheet, which I've made for a one-off payment of £10, you can get unlimited updates to it. It enables you to put in all your details for different agreements, and it will also enable you to make comparisons between two different agreements. Okay, so back on to today's video then. So what I'm going to do, look, what I've got here is my kind of YouTube page which I see, and I'm just going to go through some of the analytics. I'm struggling to say that today. Analytics which I see. Okay, so if we go to, bear with me, if I go to customize channel and I'm going to go to analytics, there we go. Okay, so this is the page that we see to begin with. So this is basically looking at the last 28 days. So that's December the 20th, 2020 to the 16th of January, 2021. And you can see that it tells me that my channel has picked up about 16,000 views in the last 28 days. So it's minuscule, but it is slowly growing. It tells me that I've picked up 99 new subscribers over that period. It tells me that it equates to about 1,500 hours in terms of watch time, which if you think about it, is quite significant. You imagine these little videos I'm making are being watched 1,500 hours a month, which is, you know, quite interesting in a way. And my total revenue, the important bit, £43.74 I have earned in the last 28 days. Okay. So as you can see, you can't make a living off it, but it's, you know, I do it for fun. It's a nice little bonus. If we go to revenue, this kind of tells me, again, this is over the last 28 days to begin with. This tells me two things. So YouTube have this metric called playback-based CPM. And as you can see there, it says playback-based CPM means effective playback-based cost per mealie. Basically, it means how much advertisers pay or have paid per 1,000 monetized playbacks. And that's £7.20. Now, I don't get £7.20 because obviously YouTube take a big slice. And I actually, over the last 28 days, got £2.89 of that. So RPM means revenue per mealie and tells you how much you earned per 1,000 views. Okay, so total revenue that's been brought in by advertising to YouTube is £7.20 per 1,000 views, and they have given me £2.89. So you can see there's a massive top slice going on here. But anyway, there you go. And as we saw on the previous page, £43.74 in total earnings. So that's the last 28 days. It tells me that the most popular video in that period was a video I did on PCP Finance Facts, Do's and Don'ts, and that earned £6.25, followed by Volvo XC40 subscription versus leasing, £3.36, and then the two most recent videos I've put out before this one and the one yesterday on wear and tear, because that really hasn't started earning anything yet. The Kia e-Niro and the Mercedes A200 AMG line PCP versus lease videos have made about £2.50 each or whatever. So that's kind of the last 28 days. If we have a look at, I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll look at last year, so 2020. So last year, look, it told me that my playback based CPM had gone up 20% compared with 2019, so that's good. But it was £6.53, so it's gone up in the last 28 days compared to the average of 2020. My rate per melee was £2.89, so that's interesting, look, because the overall cost was £6.53 and I got £2.89. If we look back at the last 28 days, it was £7.20 and I still got £2.89. Interesting. So anyway, back to 2020. I earned £648.89 in all of 2020 for these videos. Okay, so probably an average of about £50 a month. But you can see most of the time I was picking up, what, 87 pence, 54 pence, 67 pence. And I don't know what happened around middle of September 2020, because there's a massive peak. And I don't know whether YouTube's algorithms were pushing certain videos of mine at that time. But you can see that actually on the 16th of September, I earned £9.51 in one day. So if you pro rata that to a 30-day month, that's getting on for £300 a month, isn't it? But then it fell back down again, and I'm now probably at the moment averaging about £2 a day, maybe £1.80, something like that. But I still don't know what happened here, because I remember on the 16th of September, I'll show you on another page, I picked up about 3,500 views on one day, and my average is about 500 or 600. So it would be nice if it stayed at that, but obviously it fell down again. So that's 2020. And in terms of the lifetime of the channel, while it works it out, £1,175 roughly. Now, I started this channel years ago, 2008, but I never did anything. And then the channel first started life as kind of training videos for AV, because I used to teach a lot in AV technology and that kind of thing. So I put out some videos on that. And then it only really became car finance probably about 3 years ago. You can see here there's a gap between end of February 2018 and June the 10th-ish. And that's because the channel was remonetized. At that point, I can't remember, I think they changed the rules. And you had to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours or something like that to get any monetization. And at that point, I don't know whether my subscribers weren't at that point, so they stopped my videos being monetized. And then it took almost, 3 or 4 months for them to review the channel again and then enable monetization. So there's a good few months there, early 2018, when I earned nothing. And then you can see again that massive peak around September, the middle of September last year. So on average for the entire channel, playback rates, CPM was £5.95. Rates for me per 1,000 views was £2.09. Okay. If we go to overview, here we can see that the channel so far since it started has got 562,000 views. So over 500,000 views, has pulled in about £1,175. But some of those views wouldn't have been monetized. But we can say from the revenue page on average, I'm getting about, £2 per 1,000 views. So to get £10, I'd have to get 5,000 views. Okay. If we go to looking at the individual videos then, so the most popular video on the channel has been Lease versus PCP, and I published that April the 29th, 2018. Average duration, that's quite good, 60%. So of everybody watching that video, people have watched 60% of it on average. And that's pulled in 38,500 views. Let's have a look at that. So that video over the last 28 days has pulled in £1.57 and 4 new subscribers, and it's had 656 views. Okay. If we look at it for the lifetime, that one video has earned £105. And again, it was that video, I think, look, that was pulling in those loads of views in September. But it's quite useful what YouTube tell me. It tells me that I've picked up 277 more subscribers just from that one video. What else can we have a look at? Let's take a look at another video. So the second most popular video is a video I did on my BMW M140, so not really finance related. But then PCP Car Finance Explained, that was published in 2017, and that's pulled in £1.23 in the last 28 days. In all of 2020, it pulled in £38. Again, massive peak around this point. And since uploading, it's made £83. Okay, so as a rule of thumb on my channel, you probably get it between £2 and £2.50 per 1,000 views. So how many views would we need to have to say earn £1,000? So if we say, how can we work this out? So 1,000 views, we get £2. So £1,000 divided by £2 is 500. So we'd have to get, well, 500,000 views to make £1,000. And that is actually spot on, because if you remember, when we looked at the entire channel, we've made £1,174 and we've had 562,000 views. So I suppose we can work out, if we do 1174.78 and divide that by 562,400, yeah, and you can see that a few decimal places, but it's about £2.09 per 1,000 views on average. So that tallies with the other figures, doesn't it? That's kind of all I wanted to cover today, but I hope that was interesting. Like I say, I'm not putting this out to go, oh, look how much money I'm earning, because as you can see, it's tiny. But it's quite useful if you're interested in starting your own YouTube channel. Obviously, remember, you have to pay tax on this as well. So if you're a 20% taxpayer or a 40% taxpayer, you could potentially lose 40% of this. So actually, if I take 40% off of my total amount of earnings, which was £1,174, I've probably earned, what, £600, £700 in total. So, you know, you can't make a living at it, but it's quite an interesting hobby to get into. And if anybody wants to ask me any more about this kind of stuff, please feel free to drop me an email just here. Okay, until next time, I hope that was interesting. You take care. All the best.